Well, hello everybody and welcome to the next video. This time it's the Dicker Max. As you can see, it's a German Tier 6 tank destroyer in their premium line. Now, straight off the bat, I used to absolutely hate this tank. I really could never get on with it, mainly because mobility was really awful. The armor was non-existent. You could blow on this thing and it would explode. The loading time would put the Death Star to shame. But it's been improved. In fact, in the last update, it had the armor increased, especially on the mantlet, on the cabin, and on the hull sides. The aim time is now a very reasonable 8.5 seconds, and it has got really good penetration values for a Tier 6 TD. The mobility has been improved. You will get 40 kilometers an hour out of this thing, and it will now turn a lot sharper than it used to. But they have decreased slightly the dispersion and the traverse, but it still makes this tank more of a pleasure to drive than it used to be. It really is a good TD now, and you can be comfortable enough to take this out and play it like a real TD, rather than being absolutely petrified that you're going to die in the first 10 seconds. Anyway, let's have a look at the stats on this thing. Now, as a tank, it is pretty average. As you can see, the protection is awful, but the shot effectiveness is really good. Okay, so the hit points are only 900, but they have increased slightly the mantlet, the cabin, and the hull side. So the armor's not that bad. Maneuverability, it's okay. However, damage, standard shells will dish out about 350, and the premiums, they're a bit lower. The rate of fire is actually not too bad. It's 7 rounds a minute. The penetration values are pretty average. It's a TD. If you put the premium ammo in, obviously it creeps up a bit. And the aim time is around 2.3 seconds. But if you increase the equipment, then you can lower that, of course. However, the shining glory of this tank is its gun depression. As you can see here, it's got 15 degrees. That is the same as the Stour Emil. This depression is allegedly the second best in the game. Now, I think because the Stour Emil's also got 15 degrees, it's no different. And look at this gun depression. You can hide behind almost anything and pop away. I mean, the gun depression is crazy on this thing, and with a rate of fire of a reload of 8 seconds, it's great. So this is the Dicker Max in all its glory. Not the best TD, but a lot better than what it used to be, and now I think this tank is really enjoyable. You can actually have really good games in this and have some great fun. You can dish out a reasonable amount of damage. You can now take a reasonable amount of hits. You can now have a lot of fun in the Dicker Max, unlike before. So let's have a look at how it performs in some of the games. Now, as I've said previously, I am by no means an expert in Blitz, and I'm not an expert on this tank, but I decided to go out there and show you how an average player plays this tank. It's got good mobility. Look, we've got the top speed already, 40 kilometers an hour. And you need to use this gun depression for all it's worth. That's what this tank is all about, gun depression. Okay, it's got good mobility, but it is a paper-thin TD. You stick it anywhere where anybody can shoot you, and they will penetrate. As simple as that. You may get the lucky bounce every now and then, but look, I can sit here, pop away, roll 300 at almost top alpha, and take 100 back. But the reload is so much better now. It's so much quicker. It actually means you can play this tank and have an enjoyable time. Now, I'm doing a fair hit point trade here. I'm taking 150 damage, but dishing out over 300. That is the name of the game. You give out more damage than you take. And I've taken 3 shots, and I've taken one of the red tanks out. Problem with the Dicker Max, its camo values are pretty bad. Okay, I don't run it with a camo net, but it is pretty bad. Now, the idea being, try to utilize this gun depression. And as you can see there, I've only taken 4 shots and already half my hit points have gone. And that's the only concern with the Dicker Max. You've got to play this tank to its strengths. And the strengths on this tank is gun depression and a fast reload. And it's got a great aim time. The gun is now super accurate. You can just pop away and farm damage and be a real nuisance in this tank. And it is such a pleasure to play now. I think it's just as good as the Star Emil, if not equally better. I don't know where that shot went, completely missed, maybe it bounced. But you can see here, you can get up close and personal. You can hit point trade, because you're rolling 300. And that's a pain. You can move, you've got good mobility. You're not the fastest tank in the game, but for a TD, you are. And not many TDs, other than the Russian lines, are quite as quick as the Dicker Max. But look at this gun depression, it is crazy. You can really have a fun time in this tank. The gun depression, the load time and the aim time at a tier 6 is just awesome. This makes this tank a pleasure to drive now. And now they've buffed the armor, you can be happy with the fact that you can actually go out there and give as good as you get. Okay, so it wasn't exactly the best game in the world. Okay, we got a Mastery 2 and we dished just under 2,000 damage. But it was good fun. I used to hate this tank. I absolutely hated it. Every time its birthday came around, or I had to, or whatever, I would panic about this tank because you'd get wasted in next to no time. And the load time was dreadful. Now, I absolutely love taking this thing out. Okay, you could go out in the Star Emil and have equally a good time, but this is a tier 6 premium. This will grind you credits. So, in this game, we have a really good time. Okay, we lose the game. But it's not always about winning and losing. In Blitz, it's about having fun and enjoying the gameplay. And there used to be a time when I would hate this tank. It was not enjoyable. It was just horrid to go out there and play this thing. Because it was so paper thin, the load time was so long, and the aim time wasn't that great, that you just had to park behind some really big hard cover and hope for the best. Okay, you dish out some damage, but the chances of you surviving the game were really low. Now, however, with the buffs and the significant improvements, you really can take this out and play a really good game. You can dish out a lot of damage. You can actually take shots back. You really can hold your own in this tank, and it's now become a pleasure. Okay, it's not a Star Emil, but it is at tier 6, because the gun is now so effective. You can dish out reasonable damage. The load time is great, the aim time is great, and the gun depression is will just blow you away. And it will dish out average damage. I mean, 300 alpha at tier 6 is a good load of damage. But that's not the best thing about this gun. I mean, look at this. He's, what, 300, 400 meters away. And I'm taking almost top alpha. This is an amazing gun. It never used to be this good. They used to have lots of wild shots. But now at over 400 meters away, I'm almost top alpha rolls. This gun is just awesome. And now on this tank, with its gun depression, its aim time and its load time, it is an absolute pleasure to play. I just love it. I'm hard put to find another tier 6 premium or even a tank destroyer that has the same qualities now as the Dicker Max. Okay, a lot of people are still going to hate it because it's still a paper thin tank. Yes, they've buffed the armor, but it's still not the best. That's not the point. The point is, it's a TD. It's a TD that you can sit at the back and farm damage to your heart's content. You're not going to be brawling in this thing. If you get into a brawl, you are going to go back to the garage sooner rather than later. Okay, these are silly shots of me. there's nothing else spotted, so I'm trying to just take out this KV. There's, we're not doing particularly well in this game. But watch this. Watch this. Boom. Top alpha again, almost. He's 500 meters away, almost. It's just an amazing gun. I mean, look. This poor KV2. No one spotted me. Okay, the KV2 spots me in a moment. But I have the ability to sit there in rain, fire, almost at will. And it's just amazing. It's such a pleasure to go out in this tank now. Okay, I mean, he's going to hit me now with an HE. Look at that. Half my hit points gone in one go. But that's a KV firing HE. I mean, I've only got 900. His top alpha on his HE is 900. He's probably miffed as to why he's not just annihilated me. And I think I got a bit lucky there. Of course I did. But look at the turn of speed on this thing. You really can get into a better position relatively quickly. It used to be a slow, lumbering paper tiger. Now, it's got a good turn of speed. It's got an amazing gun. I mean, look at this. I mean, he's what, boom, gone. It's just a beautiful little tank. And if any of you used to not like this tank for whatever reason, maybe the same reasons I did, I suggest you get back out there and give it another go, because it is such a pleasure to play this tank now. It never used to be, but it is now. But now, this is where we lose the game. I mean, I decided to go brawling. This is not a brawling tank. It really isn't. If you're stuck in the open, you're just going to get penned. Everybody is going to pen you. And I mean everybody. You're just going to get wasted. I mean, I get lucky here because I managed to take him out. I mean, look, I've got 17 hit points left. As I take him out, the SU-100 takes me out. And we lose the game. Simple fact of life. But we gave out 3,000 odd damage in that game. That is why this tank is now a pleasure to play. It's just awesome. I mean, there we gave out 3,000 damage, we got a shed load of medals, and we had a good time. It was good fun. That is the thing. Now, this is the last game, and this, okay, it's not the best game, but it shows you what the Dicker Max is like in a brawl. We get tied up. It's as simple as that. And as I told you earlier, this is not a tank to go brawling in. Far, far from it. It just does not have the armor to allow you to brawl. But that's not the point. The point is, now with the reload, with the maneuverability, with the buffed armor slightly, you can still have some fun. Okay, I get lucky a few times, I bounce a few shots, but I'm right in the middle. And I did say it's not a frontline tank, yet stupidly I'm taking it to the front line. Because I'm an average player, and as average players go, this is what average players do. They want to get up there, they want to get up close and personal. And nobody should tell you that your gameplay is wrong. Okay, it's not. You know, you're not going to be the Legions or the Bushkas or the Martin Doggers of this world by getting up there up close and personal, but you'll have fun. You may get wasted and sent back to the garage sooner than you expected, but the idea of the game is also to have fun. It's not always about winning. Some people do it to get their win rates up. Some people do it because they just want to have a bit of fun, or they want to blow off a bit of steam, and what better way to blow off steam than going out there and blowing up other tanks. So here we are in a position we really shouldn't be in a Dicker Max. We're in the front line. We're getting mauled by the T-34. The M4 has been mauled himself, and now he's obviously concerned that he's going to get wasted. But you're able to be there with your team. We finally get rid of the T-34, we can mop up, the M4 is going to get wasted soon, and we can sit there quite happily on the front line. Nobody says that a Dicker Max shouldn't be there. Okay, realistically it shouldn't be there because it's so paper thin, but you can hold your own now. We can play this tank a lot more aggressively than you used to be able to. Here we go again, straight onto the front line. We bounce over 400 there. That's just ideal. It's ideal. And now we're just going to sit here and be a nuisance on the front line. They're down to 2. We've still got hit points. Okay, they're taking us out because obviously we're paper thin. But we're having a really good bash. And this is the fun part of this tank now. You can have so much fun in it. And that's why it's so good. Like I said, I used to hate it. It used to be a horrible tank. But watch this. I mean, this is how accurate this gun now is. That SU, bless him. The aim time, brilliant. Look at that, 300 alpha roll. You can hardly see anything. Now we're going to take out the commander. It's just, look at this. 300 top alpha, boom, he's gone. And these are not the easiest shots to play. But in this tank with this gun, it is so much better now. It's just beautiful. So there, we got another mastery, another 2, and we rolled 2,000 odd damage. It's awesome. It's great. And this is the thing about this tank. So if you've not taken the Dickermax out for a while, I strongly recommend that you go out and have a bit of fun. So until next time. Hey, I've been Fuji and you've been great. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. And I'd love if you would press subscribe. Who knows, we can do some more. By all means, drop me comments, tell me what can be improved, and tell me what you'd like to see. I'd really love to know. Anyway, until the next time, guys, happy tanking.